Hi, and welcome to Project Glow's Sunday night self-care special. My name is Stephanie Burton. This is Project Glow, and welcome again to this Sunday night where I take usually about 45 minutes to 1 hour to answer your questions, particular questions that are all about self-love, self-care, self-worth, self-esteem. So usually the way that this works is that you send me your questions either via Facebook Messenger or email or text message, whichever way works for you, and then I construct and build an overview on that particular topic. Tonight's session is all about how to stop comparing yourself. It's such a big topic when it comes to self-love and self-care, and I know we all have done it, we all consistently do it, we're all at some stage or another get sucked into that vortex of comparing ourselves to other people. And sometimes it can be people close to us, family members, friends. Sometimes we compare ourselves to people on Facebook. There is a huge a movement against this whole, it's called FOMO, fear of missing out. So it can be people on Facebook, because Facebook, after all, I know it's a love-hate relationship that I have with it. There is such an illusion that other people have better lives, because on Facebook it's a highlight reel, right? So everybody only shows you their most polished version of their life, and then you start comparing your everyday life to their polished version, and then it goes downhill. But you might also be comparing yourself to celebrities, people you see on TV. We've all done it. This is not about smacking yourself on the fingers for comparing yourself. We all know also at some level that it's not really realistic and it's not true, but somehow we always get sucked into it, especially if something's happened to you and your mood is low, your energy is low, your self-esteem is low, then you're probably more likely to fall into that space where you start to compare yourself to others. So in the comments below, give me some of the things that, if you're comfortable enough, tell me what you compare yourself to others for. Maybe it could be the way you look, your weight, your looks. It could be somebody's more successful than you. Somebody has, a lot of my clients is these people have children and they are married and they're in relationships. Whatever it is for you, the first thing you need to do is call out your gremlin. Call out the gremlin that is your particular bugbear. I know for me, I'm always in a place where I think, oh my goodness, that person already has a far more established business. They're much further ahead than me. They're in a much better position than I am. That's the one that catches me out all the time. The reason why this is hooked into self-love is because self-love and self-esteem goes hand in hand with this whole comparing yourself. And what I often say is, when you look on social media, a lot of the times people say, to love yourself, you need to stop comparing yourself, stop criticizing yourself, start setting better boundaries. But I say that's horse before the cart, in that that's the outcome. When you have learned to love yourself, that's when you find it much easier to set the boundaries. And that's where pretty much that whole topic of comparing yourself just goes out the window. It just stops. When you have learned to love yourself, and I teach that on an 8-week course. It's the second course that I teach. The first course is called How to Heal Your Heart, because you actually have to heal your heart before you are able to fall in love with yourself. Because the thing that's preventing you from falling in love with yourself is that over many instances, perhaps many times in your life, your heart has been broken again and again and again and again. And therefore, in order to love yourself, you must come home to your heart and heal yourself first. So the first course that I teach is 4 weeks, and that's how to heal your heart. The second course I teach is how to fall in love with yourself. That's 8 weeks. And then you can graduate onto a membership structure, which is a 1-year curriculum where we then put all of that healed heart self-love into actual self-care action. So every month we pick a different topic: relationships, fitness, food, finances. So by the end of the year, you have infused every single part of your life with this new learned, new applied self-love. Okay, so that's why self-love goes hand in hand with this whole comparing thing. But what I keep telling people is once you have learned, it's not that you're getting it wrong. It's not that you're just crap at loving yourself. It's you haven't learned. You haven't been taught. Sorry, my kitty cat, she's right here. She wants to be, look at that. She's just nudging me. She's like pushing her head against me, going, love me, love me, love me. That's what you can see if she pops her head up here. Okay, so self-love, once you have learned to love yourself, the entire topic of comparing just goes out the window. It just becomes a non-topic. So this whole idea on social media that in order to love yourself, you need to stop comparing. Yeah, that's like saying, there's a great big pink elephant in the room and you need to stop thinking about the pink elephant. It's ridiculous. The idea that you can somehow just stop comparing yourself is ridiculous when you haven't learned how to fall in love with yourself. So I'm going to give you an overview today of what needs to happen. But I had that conversation with a client of mine today. She said, oh my goodness, you're doing so many videos. You're giving away all of your information. No. Trust me, I'm not giving away all my information. That's like saying to somebody, oh, I can tell you exactly how to fly a plane. You will not be able to fly a plane. You will still have to actually do it, actually learn it, and actually apply it, and actually practice it. I'm not one of those coaches that just says, oh, I'm just going to hide all my stuff and you'll only get it once you sign up with me. That's not how I roll. I'm going to give you everything. The information is out there. I'm not giving you anything new. This is in books. What is new that I'm giving you it in a very concise manner, and then you join me in my workshops and my courses to actually apply it, because everybody knows that you should love yourself, but nobody has taken the time to really research it properly, which I have done, which nobody has taken the time to really structure it in a way that makes sense, and nobody is actually standing next to you and giving you the support and the accountability to actually do it. So this is about really getting to a place where I'm giving out all of this information. I can tell you that until you sign on with me and come to me as a client in workshops or one-on-one, you're still not going to do it. It's just, I'm exactly the same. This is how the world works. There is information left, right, and center at your fingertips. Are you going to go do it until somebody stands next to you and shows you exactly how to do it? 9 out of 10 times the answer is no. So, tonight's topic: how to stop comparing yourself to others. Self-love is what I wrote here. Self-love is knowing that your life is right for you. And when I talk about your life is right for you, that means you are the right person at the right time, at the right place, with the right beauty, the right body, and the right face, experiencing the right challenges at the right time, with the right support and in the right kind of space. That's the bottom line. That's what self-love is. Knowing that you're a unique individual and that all the things, both, you can see the yin and yang side, both the challenge and support are happening exactly right for your life. Now, the overview of this is that this idea that somewhere out there somebody is having a better life than you is absolutely bollocks. Absolutely and completely bollocks. And most of you will then say, oh, but they've got what I don't have and I don't have what they have. Correct. Every single human being has a unique arrangement of challenge and support. But just like the yin and yang, this is the universal law of life. No human being on this planet has a one-sided life. Every person that you know, every person that has ever existed has equal challenge and support, equal yin and yang, equal light and dark. This is how this universe works. Your life has equal benefit and drawback, light and dark, yin and yang. Now, of course, a friend of yours, a celebrity, a person on Facebook may have the thing that you don't have. But that doesn't mean that that's only unicorns, sunshines, and, only upsides. That's ridiculous. Just because somebody has, let's say, a relationship you don't have, children that you don't have, a business that you don't have, does not mean that their life is just roses and daisies and one-sided. No! If you've ever achieved something that you set your mind to, I guarantee, whether that's getting a business off the ground, having children, getting into a relationship, guess what? When you arrived there, there were still problems. There were still challenges. You were still being pushed and pulled. This idea that one day, somehow, you will get to that place where you've lost, 3 stone, or you've gotten into that relationship of your dreams, you've gotten and built that business, that somehow magically everything will be fine. Doesn't work like that. Yin and yang at any point in your life, and everybody else's life as well, everybody is subject to this law. And therefore, when you look at Facebook and somebody's going, woo, I'm on holiday, or woo, I'm getting married, the part of the story that is missing from your consciousness is how they have to live out of suitcases, how they got sick at this hotel, how they've got nowhere to store their stuff. One of the ladies on here, hi Helen, she travels along a lot at the moment, and she was telling me all the downsides of traveling and how everybody's completely and utterly in awe of all her traveling, but nobody sees all the downsides. There's another lady on the call here. She's moving businesses. She's just taken a huge step up in her business. Is it all roses and daisies when you get there? No, there's a million problems. That's how life works. You always have equal challenge and support. The support is there to keep you buoyant. The challenge is there to grow you. This idea that challenges come to us to annoy us, to punish us, to, or that whole camp of it's bad things have happened to you because you've had negative thinking. Difficult stuff comes to you as a stepping stone into your greatness. Full stop. Challenges come to grow you. That's it. Period. That's how this works. But this idea that somehow somebody out there, your ex that has moved on to another relationship has only got a life that's only upsides. No, that some celebrity out there that you see on TV smiling all the time doesn't have their fair share of problems. Absolutely not. Some person that you admire from a business perspective that has just made it and just has all the splendor of success only has upside. Not true. Never is true. And that is how you have to haul your brain back in. As soon as your brain is going down that avenue of, oh, this person only has upsides because they just got married, or they've just built a business, or they've just, even won the lottery. Do you know how many things go wrong in your life when you win the lottery? People are going to come and want money from you. You don't know who your friends are anymore. Yep, yin and yang. Tattoo it somewhere, stick it somewhere. This is how it works. So that's the first thing. Everything on the planet, you, every other person, every event has both sides. When you start comparing yourself, one of the things that happens is your brain only tells you half the story. So the first thing you need to do is haul your ego back in and go, I wonder what's going wrong there. So this is the first thing. The second thing, so basically what happens is when you look at another person's life and you've got, oh, they've got so much money, or they've got a relationship, or they've got success, the thing that you're not seeing is the price they are paying for it, the price that they're paying. Also, what you've completely and utterly discounted is the upsides in your life that they don't have in terms of, like for instance, if you're in awe of a person that is famous, Well, what's the upside of your life? You can go down the shop without any makeup and buy a pint of milk. They can't do that. So not only are you not seeing the downside of their life, you're also completely discounting the upside of your life. So all the freedom and benefit that your life have, you've just trashed. You've just hauled out the window and said, yeah, no, my life is completely and utterly rubbish and their life is absolutely brilliant. No, their life has up and down. Your life has up and down. You have benefits in your life that they don't have. They have benefits that you don't have. But, and this is number 2, your life is right for your purpose. I know this purpose topic is a big, big thing, but one of the reasons why I'm so excited about purpose, because purpose is hooked into your entire life. Not only when we look at who you are, what your strengths are, what your physical beauty is, what your intellectual beauty is, all of that will paint us a picture, pointing a great big arrow at what your purpose is. And this entire idea that everybody's purpose is to change the world and, find the answer to cancer and promote, and bring about single-handedly world peace is ridiculous. Your purpose may be to raise amazing children, to build an amazing business, to be an amazing friend. Your purpose is unique to you. This is one of the downsides of personal development. We've somehow been completely and utterly bullied into this idea that our purpose needs to be this absolutely, colossally huge thing. It is huge, but on a scale that is true for you, that is really uniquely poignant to your strengths and to your environment. So, whoever you are infatuated with, their life is correct for their journey. So not only do we know that their life has equal benefits and drawbacks, but also their life is correct for their journey towards their purpose. Your life is correct for your journey towards your purpose. This is why purpose is such a big deal. And this is why we need to really, as soon as possible, if you haven't figured it out, look at what your purpose is. And this idea that, when we go on workshops and when I do one-on-one work with clients on their purpose is perfect. Here we go. On their purpose, their life is already perfectly placed to see what the purpose is, because your purpose is something that you've been doing your entire life. In fact, your purpose is something you can't help but do. For me, it's communicating, connecting, and with people. It's about really understanding their suffering and bringing to the table tools for them to overcome their suffering so that they can step into their greatness as fast as possible with as little kind of things pulling them back. That's what I do. And therefore, when you look at my life, when you look at the way that I look, the way that I act, the way that I sound, every single thing is perfectly placed in my life. Everything that's supporting me, everything that's challenging me. When you start hooking all the things that are happening to you and go, okay, if I know this is my purpose, I wonder why this has happened. And then also it just becomes so obvious why you don't have their life, because your life is right for you. And the way that we understand your purpose even deeper is when we look at our values. And these are not love, honesty, integrity. Those are not the values that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the values that Dr. DeMartini talks about, which is, do you have a value on money? Do you have a value on clothes? Do you have a value on personal development? If you look at the things that are hanging on my wall, these are the things I look at every single day. That gives you a bit of an idea of what kind of placement personal development has in my life. So what's hanging on your walls? What kind of books are in your bookshelf? What kind of food is in your fridge? How do you spend your time? How do you spend your money? And then start looking at how the things that are happening to you right now, or not happening, not being in a relationship, not being successful, not having this or that, how those things are perfectly placed for you to be pushed even further into a pinpoint towards your purpose. So that was number 2. Number 3, I wrote, I hope you can see this. If your mind keeps spiraling, where do you have it? Are you living inspiring? And is your mind being managed? So let's get into that a little bit more. Once you have learned to love yourself, once you've come onto the course and I have taught you the 12 core life lessons that activate your head-heart connection, once we have healed your heart and once we have taught you exactly how to fall in love with yourself, this whole topic of comparing yourself is going to absolutely take up a minuscule time in your life. If your mind keeps spiraling down to comparing, you keep checking people's stuff on Facebook, you keep daydreaming about people, follow celebrities on the media, what it does give me an indication, in first line, it tells me immediately that nobody's taught you how to love yourself. But in second line, it shows me that you don't understand where you have success. So if you look at other people and you go, I'm so enamored with their success, I'm so enamored with their relationship, I'm so enamored with the way they look, you haven't yet come home to yourself and looked exactly at where you have it. So perfect example, if you look at other people on the media and you go, oh my God, they're so beautiful. What hasn't happened is the reason why you compare yourself is because the universe is trying to give you a great big signpost saying, go look at your own beauty. Where is beauty in your life? Where is success in your life? Where are soul-based relationships in your life? And then understand the way that they are right now, how they're perfect for you right now. Because they are exactly the stepping stones to your greatness, to you living in a state of flow and in a state of completely and utterly loving yourself. The second thing I wrote, if you're in a place where your mind keeps spiraling into a place where you keep looking at other people and you keep comparing yourself, the other thing it tells me straight away that you are not living a life that is truly inspiring to you. Because when you live a life that is truly inspiring to you, so you've learned to love yourself, you know who you are, you know where you're going, you know exactly what your purpose is on this planet, and you're spending every day absolutely dedicating your time and your energy, focusing on getting as close to that as possible. Let me tell you, what other people are or aren't doing really won't interest you in the slightest. You couldn't even have less care in the world than concentrating what anybody else is doing. When you are constantly thinking about what everybody else is doing, that means straight away is we need to get to work. We need to figure out what really makes you come alive. What is really your heart calling? What is really the thing that you do not want to die having not accomplished or done? When you then get super absolutely clear on what that is and spend your time, money, energy pursuing that, what other people are or are not doing or not doing, yeah, you couldn't even be bothered with it. So here's the third thing. If then you are still spiraling into a place of looking at, stalking people on Facebook, looking at theirs, going, ooh, I wish they were, I wish I was like that, doing what they're doing, having what they're having. What it also tells me is that you have really crap mind management. So once we've ticked off everything, once we've taught you how to love yourself and really understanding that there is no up without a down, that your life is right for you, and then gotten into a place where you are clear on your purpose, and we have crunched it down into what do you want to achieve? How do you want to achieve it? What do you need to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to achieve it? And you are still in a place where you are looking at other people's lives thinking, I wish I had that. Then you have really crap mind management skills. Because you know what? I still sometimes, occasionally, on the rare occasion, catch myself thinking, ooh, I wish I had a business like XYZ. And then bam, my brain kicks in immediately and goes, yeah, you're just going into fantasy and illusion, because sometimes, when your mind is impatient about wanting to get there and you haven't yet really seen the value of the journey rather than the destination, because in today's society, we're so caught up in being there already, achieving it already, having it already, instant gratification. The journey is just as powerful. And actually, the journey is the growth. It's the fertile soil of getting to the true expression of who you are. If you're still there, and I put my hands up, once in a blue moon, it really still gets me where my brain goes, oh, I wish I was that or that. Then my brain management, my mind management kicks in immediately and goes, whoa, 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 whoa. You know you've only got half the story because you're only looking at the light, not at the dark. So I immediately, and now I do this absolutely instantly because I've done this work a fair amount of time. I immediately re-regulate my mind and my brain goes, yeah, I'm just trying to escape the discomfort of not being there yet. And so then my brain jumps into, oh, I wish I was that. I wish I had that. So these are the top 3 things that need to be in place that give you an overview. Ooh, can you see that? I'll also post this in the comments below. If you have any questions about comparing yourself, please type them in the comments below. Also, once this session is over and I've recorded this, feel free to talk to me on the messenger and the chat if you feel uncomfortable sharing your personal stuff here on the forum. I hope this gives you an idea of what it really takes. I mean, it's easy for me to say, well, when you fall in love with yourself and you know how, then comparing yourself just goes out the window. And of course, I can't tell you anything else than you have to really go and do it. You have to really go and learn to do it. It will require your effort. It will require your commitment and your patience. But this whole idea that to love yourself, you need to stop comparing yourself to others, it's the wrong way around. Once you love yourself and once you truly understand how you work, how other people work, how the universe works, then comparing yourself, it just becomes a complete non-thing altogether. All right, that is all I have for you today. Please do type people in the comment that you want to share this with. Share it with whoever you like. You and I both know a couple of people that need to hear this. And also really come home to yourself about what is your brain really gaining out of comparing yourself to the other. Because a lot of the time it really just is your brain, your mind trying to escape the discomfort of not being there yet, and not having the tools how to really, get to a place where your brain doesn't spiral out of control and doesn't drag you down into some horrible dark place where everybody's having an absolutely much, much better life than yours. It's not. Their life isn't better. Their life is different. Absolutely. Without a question, their life is different than yours. But the idea that their life is only upsides or that they only have, perfectly, amazingly lovely relationships, children, connection, business, adventures, that's just not true. And so really to come home to that place is you need to understand that your life is in balance. It has light and dark, and it is perfectly poised and placed for you to truly achieve your purpose. And the support is there to keep you buoyant. The challenges are there to grow you. And you are already the right person in the right place, on the right path. There is no such thing as finding your path. It doesn't exist. You are on the path. You can't not be on it. It's just how it works. But your perception about the path being good, the path being bad, that is something you do have utter control over. Your reality, your perception creates your reality. And that can either be, oh, everything is bad, or everything is good. Oh, I can't point that way. But really the truth is that it's always both. So when your mind goes, this is bad, immediately haul yourself back in and go, and it's good and bad. Because the and is really the key word, not the good and the bad, the and. Everything is already totally, utterly on your side. And not having something is perfectly placed as well. So not having a functioning business, not having a relationship, not being the weight that you want to be, what are the other things? Not being able to travel around the world. That is perfect for your life as well, because that is the stepping stone, and it creates the discomfort that is going to catapult you into digging down into your resilience and figuring this thing out so that you can get to where you want to get. All right. That is all for me for tonight. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you so much for following and liking and sending me your messages. I really need your top questions, your burning desires of what you want to know when it comes to self-love. And then every Sunday I dedicate anything from half an hour to an hour to going more into detail about getting to the nitty-gritty core of figuring out how to love yourself more and how to get more self-care into your life. I look forward to seeing you next time. Check out my personal Facebook page. I post videos there every single day now. On my personal page, I go a lot into what self-love is, because it's still a new topic. And so a lot of people have heard about self-love, but a lot of people aren't really clear. And also, I know you've heard me say it before, there's so much misinformation and misconception out there that I am now doing daily videos to get the message out there about what true self-love is. On my Facebook page here, the Project Glow, I will go more into details. I'm doing daily videos as well, all about how to truly get it done. So if you look in the feed, you will find 7 days of videos of the 7 core and crucial self-care commitments. So day 1 was plan, 2 was breathe, 3 was water, 4 was food, 5 was sleep, 6 was move, and 7 today, I did one, so go look in the feed above. 7 was all about planning and cleaning and tidying. And not just for other people, but also for yourself. So check out my videos. Also, the recordings will always be on my new YouTube channel, so it's easier to look there, really. And I'm going to post the link to the YouTube channel in the comments below. Keep your messages coming, keep your questions coming. I want to make this work relevant and accessible and applicable to you, so that you get into a place where you can love yourself exactly for who you are, and, you know, really step into that place of really completely and utterly trusting your inner compass, so that everybody else's opinion on the outside comes second place to you knowing what your true north and your inner compass is really showing you to be true. And that's all from me for tonight. Thank you so much for spending time with me, and I will see you next week for the Sunday night self-care session.